Three central banks around the world panicked at the same time this week over a single artificial intelligence. The United States, the United Kingdom, Canada. All three held emergency meetings in the past few days. And the reason is the same in all three countries. Its name is CLAUDE MYTHOS. It was built by Anthropic. And what it does is keeping the Federal Reserve up at night. Let me tell you what happened on Tuesday. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, together with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, called an emergency meeting at the Treasury in Washington. They pulled the CEOs of the 5 largest banks in the United States out of another meeting that was already happening. Bank of America, Citi, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. All of them rushed in. The topic was one thing: how to protect the American financial system from CLAUDE MYTHOS. And it didn't stop there. 2 days later, the Bank of Canada held an identical meeting with Canadian banks. And today, the Bank of England announced it will discuss the same thing in the next 2 weeks with the UK Treasury, the Financial Conduct Authority, and the National Cybersecurity Center. Why so much fear? Because CLAUDE MYTHOS can find security flaws in any software in the world. It already found a 30-year-old bug that nobody had noticed before. It found thousands of high-severity vulnerabilities in every major operating system, in every major web browser. And it does this much faster than any human can. A financial analyst summed up what the regulators are feeling like this: when the Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve Chair pull the CEOs of the 5 largest banks in America out of other meetings for an unscheduled emergency briefing, that is the moment they are legally documenting that you were told. Translation: if something goes wrong after this, nobody will be able to say they didn't know. Anthropic is not releasing CLAUDE MYTHOS to the public. They created a coalition called Project Glasswing with Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, JP Morgan, and 7 other companies to use the AI in defensive mode, to find and fix the flaws before hackers discover similar capabilities. But here's the question nobody is asking. If 3 central banks of the G7 are this scared, what about every other country in the world? What about your bank, your savings, your retirement account? The era when firewalls and passwords were enough is officially over. And most people still don't realize it. Tag that one friend of yours who works in banking. Tag that friend who manages money for a living. They need to see this today, not tomorrow. Subscribe for daily AI and tech news that mainstream media is missing.